Okay, this is part 2 to the 12 patriarchs, the Testament of the 12 patriarchs. Okay, we're going over part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go to part 1. This is part 2 of the Testament of REUBEN. Okay, I went over it in the first half. The things that I've mentioned is the spirit of fornication, right? The 7 spirits. The 7 spirits, the spirit of injustice. Amen. I think this one. They even have a spirit of retribution. The spirit of retribution meets you when you die. It torments you when you leave your body. If you are not right with God, it's called the spirit of retribution. Taunts you. Amen. 7 spirits are appointed. Okay? And I went through this in the other video. I will be going over this because this is very amazing to me. So I will be going over this. This has really solidified my walk with God. I'm telling you now, God speaks to me in seconds. Okay? God speaks to me in seconds. I hear his voice. I hear him clearly. And I know what he requires of me. And I know what he wants us to know is the truth. Fornication is the reason why this world is all messed up. Oh, excuse me. I was eating a piece of chocolate. Sorry. Fornication is the reason why this world... I was eating some Oreos. Sorry. Fornication is the reason why this world is all messed up. Okay? Fornication is the reason why this world is in shambles. That is why. A lot of it is because of fornication. Fornication is the mother of evil. Okay? So let's get into the rest of it. Pay no heed to the face of a woman. This is verse 10. Sorry I didn't go over the verses. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife, nor meddle with affairs of womankind. Stay out of women's business if you're a man. Okay? For had I not seen Bela, this is Reuben speaking, bathing in a covered place, I had not fallen into this great iniquity. If I just mind my good business, right, and not put my eyes on this woman, which is a lot of reasons why a lot of things go on, right? We cannot lie like this is not the truth. For my mind taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought you thought about. I thought about that evil. I thought about that jealousy. I thought about that envy toward her, toward him. I thought about it. When people think and contemplate on something, it manifests because that is the way it works. Okay? Whew. For my mind taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness suffered me not to sleep. I couldn't even sleep until I had wrought the abominable thing. Because I couldn't even sleep. That's how these demons work. I couldn't even sleep until I did what I thought about. It just, I had to do it. I came into agreement with it, right? For while Jacob our father had gone to Isaac his father, when we were in Eder, near to Ephrath in Bethlehem, Bela became drunk and was asleep, uncovered in her chamber. Having therefore gone in and beheld her nakedness, I wrought the impiety without her perceiving it. He raped her, because he wanted her so bad, because he lusted for her, that he just took it without her knowing. Without her even knowing. She was drunk. You see how that works? How does that work in your mind? But I had to do it, whether I got permission from her or not. And you see how these spirits work. And leaving her sleeping, I departed. And forthwith an angel of God revealed to my father concerning my impiety. And he came and mourned over me and touched her no more. Paid no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of women, nor set your mind on their affairs, but walk in singleness of heart in the fear of the Lord, and expend labor on good works, and on study on your flocks, until the Lord give you a wife whom he will that ye suffer not as I did. For until my father's death, I had not boldness to look in his face or to speak to any of my brethren because of the reproach. Now, people might say, "Oh, I'm not blaming the woman. I never blamed her for nothing. All I said is in what lust can do." If somebody's not in there, if somebody's not seeing the way I see, oh, he was just disgusting. These are spirits and demons working through people. And then he came to his first mind. He came to his right mind and said, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. But I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you, I lusted for her first. And then I couldn't get any rest. I wanted that woman. I saw her naked. I lusted for her. And he's telling us how it all works. Lust happens to anybody. Lust will ruin anybody. You can lust for a man. Let's be real. Stop trying to make it seem like people are just disgusting. You can lust for a man and end up in a marriage and a relationship with him or a woman, and you don't even know why you're there. You forgot because it was all lust. Okay? So please. I hear the conversations already. For until my father, okay, so study in your flocks until the Lord gives you a wife whom he will, that you suffer not as I did, right? For that wasn't his wife. And that's another thing. Lust, he fornicated, that wasn't his wife. He took her without making her his wife, right? A lot of things happen. But these things will get in your mind, these spirits, these demons, right? For until my father's death, I had not boldness to look in his face or to speak to any of my brethren because of the reproach, because of what I'd done. Even until now, my conscience is causing me anguish because of the thing he did, right? He still suffers from that. And God was angry, and his father was angry, but still went to God and prayed for him. Because he knew he did wrong, but he couldn't control himself. Why? He had made an agreement and let the spirit of lust and of fornication take him. And a lot of us do that because we don't think clearly. We're not thinking straight. I'm telling you. And yet my father comforted me much and prayed for me unto the Lord, that the anger of the Lord might pass from me, even as the Lord showed. And thenceforth until now I have been on my guard and sinned not. Sin is not a game. Therefore, my children, I say unto you, observe all things whatsoever I command you, and ye shall not sin. Take all these things into account, and you won't slip. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from God. The soul is separated from God when you fornicate. When you fornicate, your soul is separated. And bringing it near to idols, you get closer to your idols. You get closer to the devil. Because it deceiveth the mind, and understanding, and leadeth down young men into Hades before their time. That's why all these men are having all these sex, and you sometimes hear these models and these video vixens say that these men rape them. Is because they probably were overcome with lust, probably were overcome with the spirit of fornication, right? And they just took it. So maybe they did. Okay? They're not thinking in their right mind. For many hath fornication destroyed, because though a man be old or noble, or rich or poor, he bringeth reproach upon himself. It don't matter who you are. You bring reproach upon yourself when you bring reproach upon yourself, when the sons of men in derision with Beliar, when you indulge in sin of fornication. For ye heard regarding Joseph, how he guarded himself from a woman and purged his thoughts from all fornication. This is about Joseph and a woman. We all heard of this. This is in the Bible. And found favor in the sight of God and men. For the Egyptian woman did many things unto him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions. But the purpose of his soul admitted no evil desire. Therefore the God of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden death. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Beliar overcome you, neither can the devil overcome you. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions. This is true. Women do use their attractiveness to lure in men. They do it all the time, that they may draw him to themselves, and whom they cannot bewitch by outward attractions, him they overcome by craft, which is witchcraft. Manipulation, gaslighting. A lot of women do this. I want my man to be scared to lose me. I want my man to be scared. A lot of women do this. This is not a lie. For moreover, concerning them, the angel of the Lord told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, and in their heart they plot against men. And by means of their adornment